Hello guys, welcome back to my new Discord.js tutorial. This is going to be a huge series for us all, and this is going to help you guys to create your first bot. We're going to use the Commando framework for an easier way of managing everything. You can say it's a very good command handler, and we're going to use that for our videos. I'm going to cover so many different topics, and it's going to be moderation, economy, and database manager for you guys. We're going to use a series for this, so everything's going to be in my channel, and this is going to be the first episode. This is going to be an introduction for it, and we just cover how to set it up and use your first command. So let's start. First, in order to download Discord.js and create your first bot, you need to go into node.js. Every link of every website I visit is going to be in the description. You need to visit the Node.js website and download the recommended. Once you've downloaded recommended and installed it, you're going to go over to the Discord developer portal. Now you need to sign into your Discord account where you have here, and going to continue from there. Once you've signed in, you're going to go and create a new application. Once you press the application part, you're going to name it. After naming, I already have one application already started. I'm going to press on it, and it's going to take you to this page once you finish. Once you're here, you're going to go on bot, create new bot on the right hand, and it's going to create a bot for you. Once you're here, you're going to go to auth2 and go to the scopes. Once you're in scope, you're going to press checkmark the bot and the permissions here. The permissions also going to create a role for the bot that you can use, but because of it being my own bot, I'm going to add it to administrator. We'll go into a new website, and we're going to do here, add it here. Once we're here, we're going to add it to my Discord server, that's the tutorial one, and authorize. Bam, the bot is in. Now we need to start coding the bot. Go open Visual Studio Code and press new file. We're going to do an index.js file. This is going to be the main file of your bot where you're going to code everything. I'm going to create a new file again. Its name is config.json. This is where we're going to store our prefix and such others. So we're going to enter our token. So go back to Discord developer portal, click on bot, or then token copy. If you share this token with anyone else can go into your bot, but this token will be regenerated from my point of view, so you can't access it. Once you're here, you're going to add it to tokens, so you're able to use the variable. Once we're here, you're going to open a new terminal. We're going to do npm init init. The package name is going to be whatever you want to name your bot, so mine's going to be tutorial. The version, okay, just press enter. You don't need to put in anything else. The entry point is really important. This is if you want to change the name of your entry point. So it's being indexed, you can do main.js instead. It's just preference. You just press enter. I don't need to add anything, so it's just gonna print everything out in a JSON format, and we're just gonna press yes again. Once it's done, we're gonna go into package.json. It's already, everything's right here, so you don't need to do anything else with it. You're gonna go back to your terminal and do npm install discord.js. Once it's installed, you're gonna do npm install discord.js -commando. This is gonna install the Discord.js commando framework that we're gonna use for this episode. Once everything's done here, we're gonna go into our index file, and we're gonna do const discord equals require. I'm gonna give, if I can spell discord.js const commando client equals require discord.js commando. We're gonna use the commando client instead of Discord client, as because of its handlers and how it handles arguments. Everything is gonna make life so much easier for us. We're gonna create a new client, and we're gonna do a new commando client, and we're going to pass in these arguments. We're going to do a command prefix, Mine's gonna be semicolon and owner. How you get the owner is just gonna put in your ID, so you have access to the evaluation command. You get access properties to reload your command without needing to reset the bot and everything. It's just extra functions. In order to get this, you go into Discord, right click your own, and you're gonna press ID. In order to get the ID, you need to go to user settings and enable the developer mode. We're gonna copy it in here, and we're done there. Going down a few lines, we're gonna do client.registry. This is where we're gonna have our stuff. So basically, being client.registry, we're gonna do a register default commands. We're gonna do one. We're also gonna do register default register groups. There we go. Register groups, and this is gonna be on. How we do register groups, we're gonna do this is gonna be the name of it, what we're gonna put in, and this is what it's gonna put out once we do the help command. So this is what we're gonna use for our variables in our commands, and this is what we're gonna put out when you do help command. So if we're gonna do like tutorial, every time in the command section we need to do the group tutorial, and it's automatically gonna put it in tutorial commands section in help. I'm gonna show you, of course, what I mean by that, but we're also gonna create a new one. This is mandatory in order to use the default commands. This is gonna be utility command. This is gonna be adding the prefix command, the help command, ping, and eval. Evaluate is evaluate command is gonna execute any JS code from the bot without needing to do a command for it or anything in your index. We're gonna name this utility, and we're gonna go down. We're gonna do register commands in, and we're gonna do a path format. So let me just do a const path equals require path. Path is already built in, so you don't need to install it or anything. We're also gonna do const config equals require config /config. Register commands in, we're going to do a path.join function, path.join. We're going to do underscore dir name, comma, and then we're going to do commands. This is where we're going to register our commands, and we're going to scroll down a few lines and going to do client.on. We're going to do config.token, whatever you set this variable to. Once the bot is on, we want it to send a message, so we're going to do a client.on. We're going to do a ready function, comma, oopsies, and then a function. We're going to do a console.log, the log signed in. This is gonna, every time we start the bot, it's gonna console.log down here, signed in, so you know the bot is online. It takes a while for the bot to start eating, especially when you have huge files. Due to us having the commands in the command folder, we need to create a new folder in the same directory and name commands exactly how you spelled it here. So we're gonna add a new file named test.js. This is gonna be our command, and we're gonna create it in a tutorial folder. So this is gonna be the folder name that I put here. So this is tutorial. If I move it in here, it's automatically in here. This is only because this is the only command, so the only folder, so that's why we don't see anything else. Test. So we're gonna start here. We're gonna do const. We're gonna do command equals require discord.js, a commando. This is gonna go into the commando function and get the command client over it, so it can use the command in a class. Const discord equals require discord.js. We scroll down a little bit. We're gonna do a module.exports. We're gonna do a class command, so it's gonna be a test command extends command. Why I do command like this? It's easier than do Most people will do commando here, calls commando. We're gonna do commando command. It's much easier if you import immediately for command from Discord.js instead of doing dot command. It's much easier. So what we do, we're gonna have a constructor as a client and a super client where we're gonna add a name, a member name, group, and a description for it. These are all mandatory, so we need to have it in order to have a command. So this is going to be the name of the command. It's going to be a test, and member name is going to be a test as well. The group is the one that you put it in the folder, so it's going to be tutorial. Description, a test command for my tutorial video. If I scroll down here, I'm going to do a run function. So I'm also going to async it. I always like to async it. We never know when I'm going to use it, so it's rather just doing it immediately. And also here's the message part. So this is going to be the message. So every time I type a message in here, like then test or then whatever I put here, this is the message. It's going to automatically filter. So we can do message dot content, and also going to do immediately all this. Oops. And it also can use to function to get the author. So you can do message.author, and it's gonna automatically get every output of my author here. So we can do the message author.id, message.author, everything. So it's an easier way. But you can use this as any variable. So I'm gonna use message object. I find it much easier. So I'm gonna do message object. So we're gonna do message object.channel.send I am alive. We can test this by going to terminal, clear, or then no dar. String is registered, index 17. Oh, I'm really stupid. It's gonna be client.login. I'm really stupid. Alright, okay, I didn't even see it. Damn, I'm really blind. Once we go back, this command is already gonna be activated. So once we go into the Discord, we're gonna do test, and it's gonna send I am alive. Even if we do test and send any args, it's still gonna say I am alive. This is the arguments that you could put in. This could be an argument handler, but we're gonna cover that in another video. Going back into the code, you can see here that it's just an async run function. So basically this is the command that we need everything to make sure, like, so it's gonna be semicolon and test before everything else. After that is checked, it's gonna run this. It's pretty simple. But going down here, we can also add a has permission function. We can pass in the message object arg here, and we can put in here. So basically this has permission. So this is permission handler through the command also. So we can do here is if we can do message object dot member dot rows dot cache dot has dot find row dot name equals let's say verified, return true, and it's gonna let them run it. But else it's gonna return you do not have permission to execute this command. So it basically means if you have the verified role, you can do the command, otherwise you cannot use it. Here, me having a verified role, I can just remove it here, and let's test it. Let's do restart the bot. Let's do test. You do not have permission to execute this command. But if I do verified role again, I'm gonna do test, and let's me. This is also a permission handler. What we can do now is also test different stuff. So we can do the message object argument. So let's do message object reply, and we're gonna reply it in a open brackets. So that means we can have it in a message object author.id. So let's do here is your ID. Let me restart the bot. Let's do test. Here's your ID. If I check this again, copy the ID, it's exactly the same. 6384, 6384. It's exactly the same. This is one way to get it. It's also like, here's your ID, then it's like display name. You can get many more from the JS documentation, but this is just a brief of it. If you restart again, we can do test. It's gonna, oh well, member, but yeah, you have to change the member, but it works. Everything works. That's how you do it. But this is just the introduction of it and how we're gonna do it. In my next episode, I'm gonna cover it deeply through arguments and how to do commands. We're also gonna focus directly on moderation commands, and everything I'm gonna post is onto my GitHub that I'm gonna post in the description. And yeah, thank you later. Comment what you want, and I'll try and get back to you. I'm gonna also make a Discord for you guys so you can ask for help, and I'll see you later. Peace.